Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Spectrum, the Cloud Imperium and Star Citizen forums are ablaze with many a question and devs frantically answering them, especially since Alpha 3.14 has gone to the PTU. So today I wanted to take a look at a range of topics: ballistic gatlings, weapon capacitors, AI moving around the ground on planets, is the Connie now a capital ship, ? How big is Crusader, and some other bits that you can get involved with too. The Ares Inferno's fire rate. So, there are a lot of people worried about the ballistic changes in Star Citizen with ships that are yet to be released, things like the Ares Inferno. It has a large, but single, size 7 ballistic gatling, so that's its own armament. And people want to know if it's going to be able to and spray and pray without it instantly running out of ammo. But with this weapon, the ammo capacity, rate of fire, and sound really all need to come together to make this into a enjoyable experience, because you want to be shooting people with a big old chain gun. So Yogi Clap from CIG talked about it. Our theoretical max fire rate is 1800. We do not really need to reach that though, as there's not really a damage performance difference of using a high RPM versus half the RPM with twice the damage once you go beyond a certain threshold. Whether it does brrr or not isn't really related to the actual fire rate. It's sort of the audio and VFX side of things. So the ammo count is not decided yet for the weapon. They'll cross that bridge once it becomes flight ready and its balance pass starts, and you can expect that it will have a good amount of ammo to threaten or damage parts of capital ships, as that was sort of its role that was defined for it. I do think it's supposed to be used to sort of spray into fighters as well, but we're going to have to wait and see how Cloud Imperium balance this. It's not done yet. It is very much still theoretical. We do also know that the Ares Ion lost a shield in its theory balance during that 3.14 cycle, but it again will be tweaked with balance. It might get it back in the future. It's going to be sort of working within its planned role. It might have a more powerful shield capacitor, or better power plants feeding it more power to its shields, or a multitude of other things. So let's wait and see how it's balanced. Questions about the nav mesh. So what's stopping CIG from making a tool to get a nav mesh to cover a planet? Or is that what they're doing? So nav meshes will allow AI to move around the surface of a planet and structures and know where to go and move around sensibly. Figwig from CIG was talking about this. Hey, I'm not on AI and I don't know much about our nav meshes, but I can guarantee we won't be doing nav meshes for the whole planet at once, for the same reason we don't do this for the planet render or fizz meshes. Our planets are huge, like many thousands of square kilometers huge. One of our fizz engineers told me recently that even a 40 by 40 kilometer area of our terrain all loaded in at once would take up the ballpark sort of figure of 800 gigs of RAM. Think about that for our whole planet. Instead, we generate the render and fizz meshes from some fixed data and seeds on demand for the planets, and I imagine that the nav meshes will do the same. I would like to mention those numbers that they talked about there are sort of not necessarily accurate. They were more examples or people just talking, sort of, it could be this amount, so don't go, well actually let's elaborate that into the game and that doesn't make sense. It's more sort of, it takes up a huge amount of RAM. Is the Connie considered a capital ship now? Cloud Imperium's Yogi Cat put a message up. While we do want to allow a small single fighter to technically be able to grind through the shields of a much larger ship, we want that time to be a lot longer than it used to be. Capital sized ships, in terms of size, that is Connie or above, cannot maneuver easily, so they are all supposed to be a lot tankier on the shields and hull. So the idea here is that you need to bring specialized equipment to bring them down fast. Heavier fighters are supposed to have an advantage in that area, as they can dish out a lot more damage over time due to their higher weapon capacitor capabilities and bigger hardpoint sizes. So this led to a lot of people asking, wait a minute, the Constellation? That's a capital ship now? That's quite a low bar for a capital ship. And Yogi Cat went further to clarify that one. 3.14 was very focused on getting the baseline for fighters right, and as such, they internally created performance classifications for all fighters or fighter class ships. Any other ship that did not fit those fighter categories, they simply put into another bucket. So all ships with the general idea of not being able to offset their velocity and direction vectors fast enough to hold up in a turn fight with a dedicated fighter. And that clearly is and should not be the case for a ship with the size of a Connie. Anyway, back then I labelled that other bucket capital ship. It's technically wrong, but another name was not really needed either, so we went on, and between us devs in the combat team, it's somewhat stuck. We could have called it non-fighters, or slow movers, or large ships, or trucks and above. That's pretty much all there is to it. As a side note, when I use oddly sounding terminology, do not interpret it too much. As gameplay developers, we, e.g., do not use CF337 Panther Repeater as a name. We use the dev name KLWE_laser repeater _3 instead, because in the context of our daily work, it's much faster and more descriptive. We leave the actual in-game names of ship categories, etc. to the lore team. Hope that all makes sense. Pitchforks down, question mark? Elsewhere, actually, Yogi went on to explain some weapon capacitor information. Each weapon has 4 parameters related to the weapon capacitor stuff. 1. Regen requested. That is a max regen per second that the weapon could ever request. 2. Cooldown time. 3. Ammo load request. That is the max amount of ammo the weapon could request, though the value is not bullets, but just an arbitrary number. 4. The cost of a single bullet, which is the same unit as ammo load or regen. So 1, 3 and 4 use the same unit. 1 and 4 are very high compared to what ships can actually deliver. So when weapons connect to the capacitor system, they drop in how much regen and ammo load they request. The ship supplies what it can, but it will be divided based on the numbers. A big gun with a huge ammo load request will get a bigger slice of the cake than a small gun with a lower ammo load request. So the ship using the pipe system will then distribute the available resources. And that's why when you power down one gun, all the juice will be made available to the other guns. So the weapon regen pools are divided into crew and turret, the latter one only being used for isolated turrets that the pilot has no control over. Crew pools are the thing that actually supplies the regen and ammo load to all the weapons. So in later releases, when those are made a proper part of the ship, you will be able to power it down and all your energy weapons will stop working. Ballistics won't be affected by that, of course. How wide is the gas giant Crusader? Well, Divi answered this. Its diameter is 14,900 kilometers plus 1,200 kilometers of atmosphere. Nice, simple, quick. Cloud Imperium have made the constellation Phoenix Emerald a better or different shade of emerald or color of emerald. It's more emeraldy. That's what I'm trying to say. CitizenCon this year is going to be a virtual event on the 9th of October, and it's going to be throughout the day. So there's no physical presence for Cloud Imperium, but they still want to get the community involved with a video contest, with these videos being shown between the presentations and reveals throughout the day. Cloud Imperium said, "We're asking you for well-produced and entertaining in-fiction videos to play between dev panels at CitizenCon 2951. So send us your creations for the opportunity to reach and entertain the entire Star Citizen community in one fell swoop. Your in-fiction video may promote your player organization, an NPC group, an in-game product, your community-driven event, or whatever else you can think of that would be fun in-fiction addition to the show. The commercials can be serious or funny. You can even send in comedy skits or short machinemas, whatever you like, as long as you're bringing the community booth spirit to CitizenCon 2951. Just bear in mind that there are some important criteria to consider, so please read the rules carefully. So these are things alike, but you do want to read these. They mustn't be longer than 45 seconds, each of these videos. The number of submissions is limited to 1 per participant, and Cloud Imperium will be giving away Tumble Nova tanks with lifetime insurance to clips and that they like and use. The Cloud Imperium jury will judge your videos on quality, lore adherence, and entertainment level. Cloud Imperium is also looking for questions for a Star Citizen Live, That Vehicle Life, Alpha 3.14, that's going to be, live on Friday the 23rd of July at 3 PM on the Star Citizen Twitch. Topics for this week's show will be limited exclusively to vehicle team specific 3.14 changes currently available for testing on the PTU. Okay, so that is Power Management version 2, so capacitor gameplay, Missile Operator Mode, Missile Guidance and Control Rework, Radar Scanning and Ping, overall vehicle balance, which actually contains quite a lot of stuff, that balance. So there are some good questions I saw in the thread already. Will ballistic weapons get reloads? Why are weapon ranges so low now? In the future, can we change our ship capacitors? Get involved with that and upvote questions that you like the look of, as that will make them more likely to be answered by the devs on that live show. Boom, that's it for today and what the devs have been talking about and what's been going on Spectrum. But what do you think? What would you like to ask Cloud Imperium in regards to 3.14 changes? Is the Emerald Connie green now green enough for you? Are you going to be getting involved with the CitizenCon video making? Are you worried about the Inferno and the ballistics not having enough brrrr? Or what sound is that supposed to make? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Hey, I heard you like VPNs. How about NordVPN then? It's got things like security and features, and we all know chicks dig VPNs. Oh my god, is that Nord? Well, yes. Yes, it is. Wink. Check out the links below to get discounts or go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Maybe it will align your chakras or something. Actually, let's read some testimonials. Ever since I got NordVPN, my life is good. I wish I'd got NordVPN sooner. I didn't get NordVPN and now I've got no hands. I'm sorry that I recorded this as an ads in. I apologise to my editor. I said I wouldn't go too wacky. That's not what's happened here. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for July it's for a Constellation Taurus with lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package. All you need to play! This long overdue, more cargo-focused version of the Constellation is going to be flyable in July. It's basically a new ship. Woo! Sort of. To be in for a chance of winning that, comment on any of my videos made during July, and each video gives you another chance to win, but only one comment is counted per video. More details down below. Please also consider supporting the channel further via the YouTube join button, or via Patreon, or donation, or whatever. It all helps us make Star Citizen content. Great Star Citizen content, hopefully, or at least some Star Citizen content. Also, you should bother the bell and like and subscribe and all that sort of jazz as well. Thanks for watching.